Hello, dear friends. Here we are at Cardiac Radio, Wisdom for the Spiritist Practitioner. And this is day 19. I'm turning on the app, the connection here with Cardiac Radio, the web radio, and you can listen to us here on Facebook, there in the app of Cardiac Radio. Have you checked out our new website? Have you, friends? We have just launched today the new website for Cardiac Radio. Go check it out, cardiacradio.com, and you're gonna see a new site with podcasts. Yeah, more than 2,000, almost 3,000 podcasts for you. You can now not only listen to the programs 24/7, but you can browse through the different programs and listen specifically to each program and search by hosts, search by programs. It's a joy. So we're very grateful that the team at Cardiac Radio has worked hard, and especially we are thankful to Mark Smith for working so hard on that as well. But for the team, Les Vero and Carol Correa and Carlos and many others who have been helping put together the system, Ney and others who have been helping us put together the system in so many different platforms. Pretty soon you're gonna know about a new app. The new app is gonna allow you to listen to the 24/7 feed or listen to the podcast directly on the app. You like it, sunshine? That's great. You know, progress, friends, progress is a law on the earth, and we can't forget about the importance of keeping up with the progress. Yeah, it's not keeping up with the Kardashians. It's actually keeping up with the law of progress. You and I are born to progress and never regress. That's a good mantra. I was born to progress. I was born to progress. I am born and reborn yet again to progress, progress, progress. And that's why we're here. Wisdom for the Spiritist Practitioner. This is day 19th. Book Educandário de Luz, Educational Institute of Light. Several spirits wrote messages through the medium Chico Xavier to help us instruct ourselves and become better Spiritist practitioners. What is the importance of a Spiritist worker, Spiritist practitioner? Those are the instruments of bringing forth the message that is boosting discernment on the earth. As Humberto de Campos describes to us in several of his messages, especially in the book Among Brothers of Other Lands, we, through Spiritism, have the light of discernment. We need to share that light. It's like that little lantern that is shedding light and bringing to us a new understanding, a lighted heart, illuminated mind, hope, faith, and courage, especially during these tricky times on the earth. I know we would like to dedicate our program today to those who are living in those areas of the earth where the hurricane has passed by, like Puerto Rico. No water, no electricity. Now many people are having a hard time accessing food. It's unimaginable. So close to the US, part of this country, and yet distant from the opportunity of actually having it all. So what can we do? Let's dedicate this very beautiful program to it, shall we? Let's dedicate this to the very efforts that are existent right there. I'm just correcting here Cardiac Radio, hoping that we can stream it in the app. Thank you, Carol Correa, for being with us and helping us through the streaming here, right? Yeah. Hold on, friends. Let's make sure we have it happening here. And for us now, we're going to study a message by Emmanuel titled Prayer for the Spiritist Center. What is it all about? What is it that Emmanuel wants us to do in this very time? What does he want us to do? To pray? But it's beyond the prayer. Understand what the Spiritist Center needs. Let me read to you and I'll say hi to everybody. We'll talk more right here and now, hoping that we can boost a new understanding about the Spiritist Center. Now, thank you, Carol. We are there at Kardec Radio for those who need and cannot be here with us at the Facebook page. Let's listen to Emmanuel's prayer for the Spiritist Center. Lord, this is one of the houses that you have given us. The prayer so that your blessing will clear our way. Teach us to build inside of this house the home of our hearts, in whose sweet intimacy we learn from you the goodness and the renunciation, the devotion, the compassion. May I take it as a place dedicated to your service, where we are with you with our souls unveiled to the sufferings and needs of our neighbor, so that our brothers and sisters in humanity may find here your celestial presence. Help us exalt it by respecting our own conscience, so that it will be dignified in the veneration of others. Disciples of Spiritism, who restore the doctrine of light on earth, let us understand that the Spiritist Center is a temple of educational work and human solidarity, where the honor of your name is committed in our hands. Induce us to concord and simplicity, so that separation and pride do not cast us into darkness. Awaken in us the feeling and the reasoning of your lessons, so that our hearts and our brains are tuned to the true good, climbing the steps of charity and culture in the direction of wisdom and love that awaits us in victorious immortality. Lord, we are aware that our own deceptions can obscure our understanding, immobilizing our steps in the labyrinths of the shadows. Help us cultivate character above conviction and example above words. Dive the roots of our existence in the waters of your mercy, so that fraternity can bear fruit in our days and inspire humility in us, so that we do not live distracted in illusions. Grant us the unceasing joy of service, so that we may be grateful to the sweat and tears of the companions who fought and suffered before us, so that this shrine rises in your name, and mercy our hands in the plow of your duties, so that we may be faithful to your trust today and always. So be it. This is Emmanuel's prayer for the Spiritist Center, friends. What are we feeling about it? Are you surprised about the way he addresses it? Do you think Emmanuel is giving us a beautiful calibration opportunity to feel the Spiritist Center in a very, very peculiar way? Shall we? Before we break down a few elements, let's say hi here to beautiful Karina, Angelita, Sunshine, Lívia Moraes, Ceissa, Enina, Jacob, how are you? Andrea Torres, Rihanna, Lea Severo, and so, how are you? Thank you, Livia. You like the new site? Yeah, we have a new Cardiac Radio website with a new platform for the podcast as well and many other tools. Okay, friends? Teresa Castro, how are you? Lisa Teles, beautiful Carol Correa, Isael Araújo, welcome. Adilson, Rudy, present, to assimilate the present. That's beautiful. And thank you, Jacob. It's good to see you too. Hoping, friends, that tonight we can calibrate ourselves. We're living at a particular time on the earth in which we were doing just the God at home here, and we opened with friends. This beautiful message, number 6 of the book Living Spring by Emmanuel. Accept the correction. And for those who are distraught by the current events on the earth, let's listen to this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful saying. The problem of personal happiness will never be resolved by avoiding the educational process of life. It's inevitable that we go through learning experiences, and we need to accept the educational component of life. That's why Emmanuel, in this beautiful prayer today, friends. Hello, Erika Zariti. Emmanuel in this prayer says one of the most striking to us elements of this prayer is when he says, right here, sorry, I just missed the paragraph. Lord, help us cultivate character above conviction, an example above words, in the Spiritist Center and outside. Because often we go inside, yeah, I believe, but does that change my way of being? Am I becoming more resilient? Am I becoming kinder? Am I becoming more compassionate? Am I becoming more forgiving? These are things of character formation. Often we're worried about the character formation of children, as if we adults no longer need to work on our character formation. We need to change. We need to improve. But you may be asking, how do I do it, Vanessa? Our inbuilt system, God created us with this inner potential to blossom by living with people. So you need a good model to follow through. If you want to build inner strength, aim at a model. We have a model, Jesus. But if that's not familiar to you yet, find another model in regards to character formation. And every day when you wake up, when we wake up, aim at that character formation. Right, Ana Augusta and Luis Hu doing his works here in Canada and South Florida, and Florida, right? Florida overall, soon in October. Ana Cristine, how are you? Beautiful soul, it's a pleasure to have you here. And Renata, Bernadette Leal is here, talking about education, right, Bernadette? Emmanuel is telling us about help us to cultivate character above conviction. I believe. It's almost like a song, but that's not enough. We need to work in our character formation. Gold mining, finding the gold within us, ourselves. To do so, we need a guiding model every day. When you're like, oh, but I can't be less angry. You can. How? Aim at a model that inspires the opposite of anger. Find a model. And every day, aim at that model. Like when you go to the gym, there is a coach, there is a personal trainer, there is a teacher. That teacher saying, and up and down, and up and down. And you're like, oh my gosh, I can't raise my hands anymore. And the teacher says, and up. And you're like, up and down, and up and down. That's what it is. Jesus saying, come on, you can do it. Come on, push, push, push yourself, push yourself, push yourself. You can do it, right? Exactly. And example above words. Exactly, Rihanna. That's the key. Example above words. And it's interesting because Jesus says, we know the tree by the fruits. So we need to think, who is the model? Who is ahead of me? Well, Jesus Christ, no wonder he is ahead of us by billions of years. It's not like a one day or two or three, a few years. We're talking about someone who has an experience that is surpassing ours by billions of years. Billions. But if it's not enough, let's take a look at other teachers that are closer to us. Sometimes it's a family member that is very good at being compassionate, at compassion towards others, forgiveness. What is the number one thing you believe you have to work upon in terms of character formation? Pick one thing. Let's say, Vanessa, I need to learn how to forgive more. Okay. Who do you know in your life or close to you somewhat that is good at forgiving? Oh, that person. Okay. Observe. Talk more with that person to be inspired by that need of being more forgiving. Oh, I need to be kinder. Be closer to somebody who inspires you to be kind. Oh, I need to be more determined, more disciplined. Well, be closer to people who are more determined and disciplined. So you push yourself. This is the law of society. I need to speak less and develop myself more. Be around people who are like this. That's why we're living in society, not only to share what we know, but to learn from others. Sometimes life is crushing us. Like this lady, she was telling me, Vanessa, the other day, I was having such a hard time processing people in my life who were challenging me so much. And then in a prayer recalled the name of this person whom I know who was the president of a Spiritist center. I called this person and I started sharing the feelings, and this person started helping me, saying, you know, go to the Gospel According to Spiritism, chapter 13, item 9, and he talks about moral charity. Moral charity. The Spirit Sister Rosalie talks about in the Gospel According to Spiritism of the need of being more charitable at another level, not financially. It's about feelings. She says it's about being quiet when people are speaking nonsense or tweeting nonsense. What do I do? Nothing. Just pray. Oh, yeah. When people are sending messages in WhatsApp that are discordant, that are not unifying, and we're like, ah, and I say, like Sister Rosalie in the Gospel According to Spiritism, chapter 13, item 9, material moral charity. Moral charity allows us to make peace where apparently there is not. When people are creating wars of words and we're the ones who are going to be quiet. Shh. We're living a collective moment in the world in which we need to practice more of this external silence, less of this need of we don't need that. It's creating too many wars, right? So they say, I'm a child of God, I'm here to learn to do good. That's the song. Livia Moraes is asking, how do we forgive without giving to the other person the opportunity of doing harm to us again? It's not simple, depends on the condition, but how do we do it? How do we do it? First inside of us, and of course, forgiveness does not depend on being physically present with the person that hurts us, If somebody needs to go to jail and be arrested because they created harm, that does not mean we're not going to forgive them. Forgiveness does not mean, okay, I forgive you and you can do it all again. It means inside of me, I do not hold that grudge. I understand you did this because you're not well. I understand that you did this because you were not at peace in your heart, that you also need to evolve like me. And deep inside I understand that what you've done is between God and you, like Mother Teresa said. But I'm going to give myself an opportunity to renew myself and move forward. If the person wants to correct him or herself and be with us, great. If not, may they be their way. But deep inside of our hearts, we do not hold that grudge. We have elaborated that emotion. Sometimes, Livia, it's good that you're asking this, because sometimes lots of this need of forgiveness need to happen when we were children and we didn't know how to do it. We were abused sometimes. We're mistreated. And how do we overcome those emotions that are so confusing and hurtful? They're open wounds sometimes. Well, the beauty of it all, according to psychology and Spiritism, those memories are inside of us. They were registered in a very particular way, according to our lenses. I'll give you an example. Somebody who is being enslaved with a group of people. Each person feels that slavery in a different way. Which means that I am filing those experiences, recording it according to my own lenses. So whatever happened to me, I have access to those memories because they're inside of me. I can go there therapeutically, change it, and file it again. I'm not doomed to what others have done, because whatever I record in my inner computer is going to be recorded with the colors that I decide so. This is the beauty of God's creation. I can change the archiving of my own emotions, of my own experiences. Like a computer, I can go there and change a file that has been there for 10 years. I also can go to my inner recesses, to my inner experiences that were archived, and recreate them. So I can go back, I'll give an example, therapeutically, with often the help of professionals from both realms of life. I can go back to apparently traumatic experiences and change the way I archive them emotionally. They become less emotionally loaded. So I can go back, for example, to an experience in which I was abused as a child. Let's say a child that was spanked, brutally spanked. I can go there therapeutically. I'm not going to say it's easy, but reassess the situation with a professional help and go there, and instead of rewinding the tape of the spanking, I see that parent being kind, gentle, and not spanking us. I know it's revolutionary, but God is good. God is so good. God is so good. God, He's so good. He's so good to me. It's possible to go there and change the way we archive those memories. What the person has done, it's their problem. However we record in our own inner recesses of the soul, it's our choice. We have the choice of the way we archive our emotional experiences, our spiritual experiences. Okay? Hello, Jana. How are you? Thank you, Jacob. So, friends, the Spiritist Center is this shrine, this temple, Emmanuel is saying. Number one, it's the place where we learn to do the good, where we learn to renounce, where we learn. What else do we learn in a Spiritist Center? What else? He says, to be devoted, to be compassionate. So we need to enter the Spiritist Center with that mindset, the mindset of opportunity for learning and growth. Okay? That's exactly what the Spiritist Center is all about. New learning. It's a school. Then he says, it's a place to serve. It's a place where I can help those who are suffering. So the Spiritist Practitioner, when we enter the Spiritist Center, when I take a shower before we go to the Spiritist Center, I am praying that I forget about my needs and that I pay attention to people's needs. Right, Sylvia? Thank you, Livia, for your beautiful question. So, helping us, he asks, that we exalt our conscience there and dignify ourselves. He says the Spiritist Center is the temple of educational work and human solidarity. The Spiritist Temple is this temple of educational work and human solidarity. It's not a club. I've seen once people talking about shoes in a Spiritist Center, but bringing you shoes, exchanging shoes. And I was like, Mamma mia, Spiritist Center, we should even forget we're wearing anything. We look at people from the neck up. Observe yourself, friends, when you enter a center. Do you check on people? It doesn't matter. We can tell people, you look beautiful. This color suits you. We're encouraging people, we're giving them a boost. But we're not going to go through the details. Where did you buy these shoes? Where did you buy this makeup? Where did you buy this purse? Ay, ay, ay. Ay. Please don't. It's not... Jesus cannot come back again to expel the merchants. Remember that passage? No, he's done that. We learned our lesson. Didn't we? Hopefully we did. It's not a place to do this social gathering. It's about human solidarity, not vanity, not partying. It's a spiritual party. Spiritual party. So we need to have a dress code. Ah, Vanessa, don't tell me about it. Oh yeah, we do. Dress code in the Spiritist Center. Especially in warm locations where the weather is more tropical. We need to watch out. We have a dress code at the Spiritist side of Virginia, and we kindly remind people. We have and we can share with whomever. If you have a Spiritist Center and you want to see the dress code of the Spirit side of Virginia, just send us a line. I'll forward it to you. The dress code says no tight clothes, no anything above the knee, no shorts, no flip-flops, no showing the parts of the body, no cleavage, etc. And that's not being Puritan, it's just being concordant and respectful with this temple, as Emmanuel is saying. It's a shrine, it's a temple. And when people dispute it, you can say, friends, would you go to a church dressed up this way, as if you're coming from the beach? But Jesus wouldn't care. He wouldn't care if people were poor. But you are not poor. We have to be respectful. And we have to be reverent. Like Divaldo Franco used to say, whenever he do the gospel at home, he calms himself and he puts himself together to be in the presence of the good spirits. Think about what kind of spirits superior to us visit us in a Spiritist Center and work there. They are of higher stature than many people who are occupying important positions in our society on the earth. If you were to meet the president of a country, would you dress up differently than the way you do every day? Probably, right? Why, when we're meeting these spiritual authorities in a Spiritist Center, wouldn't we dress up in a way more respectful and concordant with the reverence, not to the place, but to life? We're not talking about putting makeup, exaggerating, but Emmanuel is telling us we need to be simple but neat. Simple but neat, as Jesus in the Good News book. Simple but elegant. Brother X says, simple but noble, elegant, a Galilean but elegant. Wow, what a beautiful proposal. And Emmanuel says the Spiritist Center, a place of harmony, simplicity, that doesn't separate us from others and does not create these differences by pride, egotism, where our feelings and reasoning are awakened. See, he says, feelings and reasoning. Many people don't pay attention that Emmanuel, André Luiz, Humberto de Campos, Neil Lúcio, and many others, they constantly talk about the need of adjusting the feelings. Adjusting our feelings. It's that song. The wheels of the heart go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels of the heart go round and round, round and round to God. And if I'm a little sad, that's okay, that's okay. Let us pray. This song is for children, but it's for all of us. The wheels of our heart, when we go to the Spiritist Center, we have an opportunity of adjusting it, calibrating it, putting some oil, lubricating it, feelings of concord, feelings of simplicity. You know a good exercise for us? Put your hand in your heart or close to the heart and feel the power of your affirmations. I am at peace with everyone in my Spiritist Center. I am at peace with everyone in the Spiritist Center. I am at peace with everyone in the Spiritist Center. Affirmations like this to reprogram our feelings, to reprogram our thinking, to make us feel more adjusted, kinder. Oftentimes, when people in a Spiritist Center clash, not necessarily is about them, but it's about the discarnate spirits sometimes who don't want us to progress. They create sometimes field of animosities. So people clash, and then we give up our own advancement. And then they say, I'm never going to go back to that center. But my friend, if you don't go to the school of the soul, where are you going to do it? Come on. Remember Emmanuel saying, the Spiritist Center as a temple of educational work and human solidarity. I am at peace with everyone in the Spiritist Center. I am at peace with everyone in the Spiritist Center. I am at peace with everyone in the Spiritist Center. And Emmanuel keeps going by saying, telling us that we ask God to deepen our roots in His mercy so we can be fraternal and humble and not distracted by illusions. And he wraps up in the most beautiful way. Oh Lord, grant us the unceasing joy of service. But I'm tired, Vanessa. But you know, it happens to me as well. It happens to everybody whom I know. Physically, we are, subjected to tiredness. But I need to learn to renew myself. Do the virtual passes. Sometimes at the end of the day, if not every time, being a mother as well, professional and mother, I prepare myself going to the Spiritist Center. How? Mentor Joseph taught me, Vanessa, and I've been doing this for years. Even neuroscience proves to us the importance of taking that short break. So I say, Carlos, can you keep an eye on Virginia? And I go to my bedroom, I lay down, click on virtual passes, which is at Kardec Radio. By the way, we have a new site, kardecradio.com, revamped website. Go there, virtual passes. And when you see the virtual pass, it's 10 minutes. We recharge ourselves. Mind and bodies. Stand up, take a shower, dress up, have a light dinner, take Virginia, Carlos with us, go to the center. When we get there, it's like a new day has begun. Right? Rudy is mentioning simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Leonardo da Vinci, beautiful Rudy, thank you. So he says, grant us the unceasing joy of service, that we may be grateful to the sweat and tears of the companions who fought and suffered before us. If you're tired, think, but Chico Xavier has done much more. I need to honor the sacrifices of those who came before us by doing our part, so that the shrine rises in your name and mercy in our hands in the plow of our duties, so that we may be faithful to your trust today and always. As Jesus said to John, let us be faithful to God. That's the ultimate fulfillment of every child of God. Right, Rona Lamar? Yes, we are children of God. We are children of God. We are children of God. We reincarnated to learn to do good. Oh, sweet reincarnation in the 21st century. May God bless the friends in Puerto Rico. May we help them in whatever possible way. And everyone else in the world, let's be in solidarity. And keep on going, friends. And tomorrow when we come back, Emmanuel comes back too. What a teacher. And he's going to talk about Spiritist instruction. What is in for us? Meanwhile, let's be at peace with everyone in our Spiritist Center. And unceasingly feel the joy of serving. Thank you, beautiful soul. Thank you, friends. And until tomorrow, God willing.